Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. My next appointment is this coming Friday. And I gave myself a little bit of a present this last time, and I scheduled it for like halfway through the day so I can leave work on a Friday with a half day. Yes! So, stoked about that. I also need to buy tags for my car. So, and I'll be in the same city. It'll be fine. So, that actually worked out really well. Last time I got the braces done, my teeth didn't hurt at all, really. And that's the honest to God truth. And I remember this very specifically because the day after, I was like doubled over in pain from cramps. So, and I was wishing for teeth pain, but they were not hurting. They were just hanging out, being chill. I was a little bit thinking maybe that means that they are not moving. I really don't care. Actually, I really don't know. I kind of don't care. I just kind of want to get I just want to get this over with. Now, if I remember correctly, they're getting rid of the bump things next time. The little blue dots. When I first got them, eating anything was terrible, very difficult. Now I'm so used to them, I don't even like feel them anymore. So that'll be interesting if they do end up taking them off. The gap up here, wait, yeah, here, it's definitely closing. Um, I think one thing I'm gonna mention is when, like, the back, very back teeth, they've never had brackets and they've never had the wire, like, go all the way back. When I look very carefully, they're kind of, like, flared out a little bit further than the rest of the teeth. And it kind of bothers me, so I might bring it up to, like, the orthodontist people on Friday when I go and be like, hey, is this something that's gonna, like, correct itself? Is it something like they just don't quite look in line with the rest of them? So, yeah, but the gap is definitely closing. And that's really, I don't, there's like nothing else going on. I'm like, at the last little bit, it's like I'm almost there. I just need like to have it close a little bit more. So, here's this. Can you see over your back? Yeah, the hole's like right here. It's closing up. It's definitely more closed than it was. Definitely has more room to go. Yep. So, that's about it. I guess I'll check back in after I get the new brackets on. I really don't know what I'm gonna do for color. I've been liking the black. It was fun for Halloween, and I'm kind of like jiving with it. So I might just do black again. I might do blue. I do kind of like the dark green. But yeah, I don't know. I've had a day today, and I'm just rambling now. So, alright. I'll check back in later. Bye. Hello? I have departed from the workforce for today, heading to the orthodontist. We're back. I did purple. Yeah. I wasn't really feeling like doing black again, so I'm like, well, I'll do purple, something dark, something vibrant. Anyway, so I asked them about the top two back molars, and I looked before I left, specifically the one on this side. It seems to be flared out a little bit. So the dentist said, well, let's close up the gap first, and then, like, after that, then we'll assess, like, what the back molars are doing. Because he said they kind of just, like, fall into place. Usually they don't always need, um, the brackets and wires and all that. Why can't all my other teeth do that? If the top molars are like, okay, we'll just kind of fall in line, you know? How does that work? Anyway, so yeah, just wire switched today. I broke a bracket back here on my molars. Now, I've been cooking the pizzas so they're softer, and eating the crust still. Is the soft crust still breaking brackets? I don't know, but I'm blaming it on cucumbers. I'm glad they don't like penalize me for breaking brackets. I didn't even know it was broken. So, yeah. Anyway, so they're doing the 4-week thing where we're switching out just the power chain, like basically, refreshing it. And then after that, like after another 4 weeks, it's they're gonna do X-rays, assess everything, see what's going on. So yeah, right now, as far as like feeling goes, it doesn't feel like anything. So yeah, when they took like out the wires to like look at the teeth and stuff, like, and then put the wires back in, it was like a little bit of pressure. So, or again, but before I was even out of the chair, it's the feeling has passed. So yeah, all right, that's about it. I don't really have anything else to add. It's the teeth updates are boring now. Like there's nothing to talk about. I've been recording for almost 3 minutes, and I'm already done. I don't have anything else to say. So yeah. Oh, let me show you. Can you see it? All right. Well, I'm gonna go buy tags for my car. Do some Christmas shopping. Yeah. All right. Bye. Hello, everybody. I wasn't really feeling like posting the previous teeth update because there wasn't that much going on. But today it is like a week and a couple days after doing, switching up the wires and all that kind of stuff. So I figured I would show you like a week's progress because it feels slightly different. And I found my the pictures of my teeth like before I got any kind of corrective treatment. So we'll look in depth at those. And and before, like, I had a dentist appointment today. Before, when I would go to the dentist, he comes around and he, open, close, he feels your jaw with his like wet spit hands and stuff. He would always say, "Oh, you'd be a good candidate for orthodontia," and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, whatever." That always like, because it kind of like bugged me. Like he wasn't like saying it in a mean way. He would just like always mention it. So I'd be like, "Yeah, I know." So today, the tune changed, and he said, "Oh, your teeth are looking good. Just a couple more gaps, but they're really coming together. They look great." I'm like, so finally, that little annoyance that I always had with him, it has been corrected. Does he know about this? No, I never mentioned it to anybody, but you know now. So that's finally changed. That's passed. I'm becoming a beautiful teethed person. All right. The change that is happening is that the gap over here, I always used to like push my tongue in it and hit the wire on the other side, and now I can't do that anymore. I'm running into sharp objects that are my teeth that are like squeezing in too tight of a spot for the tongue to go in anymore. So that is slightly different. Now, I could probably do like take a screenshot of what it was like a week or so ago and then do another one from now, and hopefully there's a little bit of difference because it does feel slightly different. All right. I'm trying to put my thoughts together. Okay, so let's do like a good look of the teeth now, and then we'll look at my previous pictures, what I started with. So looking pretty good up top. Just a hole on this side. Can you see it? Alright. Okay, so this was me March of 2024. March 25th, and today is November 25th of 2025. So you can see here, I do not photograph well on these. But this is like my top, and you can see how the front two teeth were so far in, and then this one and this one were so far out. And now, a nice crescent. Now they're all marked up because this is him explaining like what teeth need to be taken out and whatever. Here's the bottom row. So these were having a good time, you know, but it was kind of like these two, and then these two, and then these two, and then these two. And they're all like stacked kind of in a weird way. You can't see a front version because my front two teeth covered them completely. But yeah, they were just kind of stacked. They were very close together, like very squeezed together. I couldn't get like the little like brushes between like any of the gaps. And looking at this, I cannot tell you how much that hurt getting the first wire, because, you know, like look how far between like this one and this one. I pity the gal who had to put the wire in that day. So here's this side. This is what he kind of described was like what a good side would be. So I guess this one needs to line up here, but then the top needs to line up like a zipper, he said. So the middle of the top needs to come between the two teeth in the bottom. So like this one was a little bit off, but this one and this one were like fine. And then here's my front two. So he was saying that this is kind of like what you want. And this is what I was dealing with over on my other side. So here's my front two teeth again, my fang. So he was saying, we're going to get rid of this one. So like this I think is going to move back a little bit. And then this one would be here. And then maybe this one here. That's where the arrows are looking. But anyway, these were all kind of moving back. So, yeah. I don't know if you can really tell from my smile, but you can see here these front two, beside the front two teeth, they are always like kind of pushing my mouth out in a weird way. So yeah, and whenever I would take a bite of something like just this, I would like chop through something that would leave like, you know, bite marks, and like seeing the bite pattern, it was just always bugged me. But yeah, now that's changed. I remember the first time I bit into, it was like either a banana or a pear, and it was like a crescent shape and not, you know, jagged forward, jagged back, like crazy stuff going on. And that was kind of like another one of those, like, wow, this is really changing. It's so much better. So, yeah. All right. That's about it. I hope that was a little bit more interesting. I think from like seeing what it is now and kind of going back and seeing what it was. I don't have a lot of videos of that you can see them really well from like a couple years ago because I was becoming a lot more not sensitive, but a lot more like subconscious about them. So I didn't like talk as much like to the camera, you know. Yeah. I hope that was a little bit more interesting. Yeah. If you have any questions, ask. So, bye.